Knowing how to make lanyard keychains is a staple for the summer. When I was in summer camp, I would spend hours making them. And even though I'm a little too old for camp now, I still find a way to get my hands on some lanyard and make some new keychains. If you've got some older frayed keychains, now is the perfect time to replace them with something you made yourself. I've got some colorful strings of plastic lanyard here, and I am so excited to make bright keychains in all my favorite colors. So how exactly do you make a lanyard keychain? I'm going to show you a couple ways. Let's get cracking. We'll start by making a box stitch with 4 strands. First, make sure your strands are the same length and the ends line up with each other. Then tie your strands together, leaving a loop above your knot. This will be where you can attach a key ring to your lanyard. Second, rearrange your strands so that similar colors open opposite each other. For example, one dark blue strand should open to the left of the knot, while the other opens to the right. Take your front and back strands. Flip the front towards you so it forms a loop over the knot. Then flip the back strand away from you to form a loop. Make sure the strands don't cross. While holding the front and back strands in place, take your right side strand. It should go over the loop closest to it and under the second loop. Pull it all the way through, without crossing over the left strand. Take the left side strand and thread it over the loop closest to it and under the second loop. The left and right strands should be threaded under different loops. Pull it through without crossing over the right strand. Make sure your strands aren't twisted. If they are, untwist them before continuing. Pull all strands tightly to tighten the stitch. Once it's tight, repeat the stitch, using a different pair of strands to make the loops. For example, if you used your light blue strands to make the loops on the first stitch, you should use the dark blue strands to make the loops for the second stitch. If you are using 4 different colors, the strands that you threaded through the loops previously should now be used to make the loops. Continue with the stitch, alternating colors as you go. To make a spiral box stitch, you follow a similar pattern. Instead of flipping your strands directly across the stitch, flip the strands to the other side of the strand in the pair, so that the loops lay on a diagonal. The remaining strands should be threaded through the loops in the same way as a straight box stitch. Make sure the strands do not cross. Pull the strands tightly. Your stitch should have more of a diamond shape now. Continue with the stitch, following the same pattern and alternating colors as you go. You can continue with the spiral stitch or switch back to the straight stitch. When your keychain has reached your desired length, you can tie it off. To do this, make a stitch, but don't pull it tight. Take one strand and loop it around the strand opposite it. If you're using 2 colors, loop the strand around the other strand of the same color. Thread the strand under all of the loops and up through the middle of the stitch. Repeat this with all strands. Do not use the same color strands in a row. Instead, work your way around the keychain, using a strand next to the one you previously threaded. Once all strands have been threaded through the middle, pull them tight. This will create a knot and prevent your keychain from unraveling. If you have excess strands, you can cut them to your desired length. To do a spiral staircase, take the desired number of strands or colors and tie them together like you did for the box stitch keychain. Hold your lanyard with your knot pointing to the left and your strands dangling to the right. Choose your starting color and make a loop with it in front of the other strands. While holding the loop in place, take the tail of that strand and pull it through the back of the loop, wrapping it around the other strands. Pull the strand tightly and repeat the stitch with the same strand you just used. Make sure there are no gaps in the stitches so you can't see the other strands. Continue using the same strand until you are ready to switch colors. Repeat the process with a new strand. When you have finished your keychain, tie off the strands like you did in the beginning. Cut off any excess strands. And you're done. Now I'm ready to hit the road in style. I hope this brings back fun memories of your own summer camp days and that you're able to make some super cool keychains this summer. If this video helped, please give us a like. And if you're looking for more arts and crafts to do, or anything in general, make sure to check out our how-to hub and subscribe. Your next project just might be here. Alright, I'm gonna take this extra lanyard and make some more keychains. See you later!